Hello everyone, this is Dr. Shilpi Khandelwal, Professor Jagannath University, and today we are going to discuss about research designs. So what are the three tenets of research design? First, I will tell you what is a research design. Research design is the basic framework of your research, or we can say the blueprint of your research, which gives a researcher a complete plan how he has to execute his research in the coming steps. So basically there are three tenets of research design. One is to identify the operational variables. What are the operational variables which you want to study, and what are the variables which you want to actually study to find out the answers to your questions. Second is the process, by what technique or by what process, by what sequence of steps you are going to conduct your research. Third is the control mechanism, because every research involves effect of the extraneous variables. So how you are going to control the whole situation so that the effect of the extraneous variables doesn't come in your research, or it may be minimized to a certain level. So that is the control mechanism. So there are three tenets of research design. One is to identify the operational variables. Second is to specify what process, what technique you want to follow to conduct your research. And third is the control mechanism, how you are going to control your research so that it may lead to answer the questions which you are asking in your research. So research design has following parts what it includes. What research design include? One, sampling design, means how you are going to select the sample from a population and how you are going to study that sample population and what would be the size of the sample you want to study. So basically all these include sampling design. The first thing you want in the research design what should reflect is your sampling design, how you are going to select the sample, what is the size of the sample, and what technique you would be using in the selection of the sample, and what would be the size that would actually represent the whole population. Second is the observational design, under what condition you want to observe the units or the objects you want to study. So what are the conditions, what are the set of situations you want to observe, that is called as observational designs. Third is the statistical design, means what kind of tools and techniques of the statistics you are going to use in your research, and what is the justification of those tools and techniques to be used in your research. So what tools, what techniques from statistics you are going to adopt, and what is the justification of using those tools and techniques in your research. And fourth is your operational design, means all three above designs, one is sampling, one is observational, and one is statistical design, how you are going to put that into operation in your research, that is your operational design. So basically your research design includes one, sampling design, two, observational design, three, statistical design, and fourth, operational design. So these are the four designs which makes your research design. Classification of research designs. So basically how you are going to classify your research design, that depends what kind of research you are conducting. So basically they are exploratory research design, primary purpose is to explore. Second is your conclusive research design, in which there are two kind of research design. One is the descriptive research design and another is the causal or experimental research design. In descriptive research designs there are different things you can use. In exploratory research design there are different types of things you can use, and causal research also includes different things which you can use. Now the design continuum, if we see the design continuum from exploratory to experimental or the causal research design, the continuum is like this, in which the degree of structure would be highly in case of a statistical design or experimental design, and it would be lowest in the exploratory design, because exploratory designs are very loosely structured design, and normally the design actually makes with the how you are conducting the research, that makes your design. So basically exploratory are the loosely structured design, then the level of structure increases with descriptive designs, then it increases with the experimental design, and if you have a totally statistical design, then the design of the structure is high. In case of the statistical analysis, there is very less statistical tools and techniques used in exploratory, and very high in experimental research designs. So this is the design continuum, the degree of structure and the statistical analysis you have used. Now let us understand, I have told you about 3 basic research design. One is exploratory, another is descriptive, third is experimental research design. Now what are these designs? First is exploratory research design, where the primary purpose of a researcher is actually to explore, gain more insights, gain more knowledge about that particular area or field of study he or she wants to research. So the primary purpose is to gain more knowledge, more insights. These are called as exploratory designs. Second is descriptive research design. Here the primary purpose is to collect evidence, data, facts about a particular situation, persons or events, or what we can say a group of persons. You want to collect the evidence or data or facts about that particular situation, and you conclude on the basis of whatever the data you have collected your research. This is descriptive research design. So basically here the basic purpose is to describe. Now describe on the basis of the facts, evidence, or whatever the data you have collected from the respondents or the people or the objects or the situation. Whatever you have collected the evidence, on the basis of that you will conclude your research here. Third is the experimental research design. Now experimental research design basic primary purpose is to understand the relationship between 2 kind of variables. One, independent variable, another is the dependent variables. So there are 2 kind of variables, independent and the dependent variables, and you want to see how the fluctuations in independent variables are causing an effect on the dependent variable. So that's why they are also called as causal research, cause and effect research, hypothesis testing research, or experimental research. So basically these experimental research design, the basic purpose is to understand the cause and effect relationship. Now cause is the independent variable which varies, which we manipulate, and we want to understand by changing the independent variable how it is going to affect the dependent variable. So this is what is called as experimental research design. So there are basic 3 research design. One, exploratory. Second, descriptive. Third, experimental. Now let us first understand what are the tools we have for exploratory research design, how we can conduct an exploratory research design. The first method is secondary data or secondary resource analysis. See, the basic primary purpose of exploratory research design is to gain more insights, more knowledge, more exploring into a particular area or field of the study. Now when you are doing that, right, so the first thing which comes to your mind, how you are going to do that is to study, is to analyze whatever the already literature, data, thesis, dissertation, whatever has been done on that topic. You analyze those already written material, and you, on the basis of that, you conclude your research. The first tool is secondary resource analysis, in which whatever already has been done in that particular area or field of study, you are going to analyze all those literature available, and on the basis of that literature, whatever you have analyzed, you will put new insights into that particular field of study. This is first tool. Second is the case method. Now case method means, that is basically that is you make one unit of your object, whatever you want to study. If I want to study, for example, about any 100 respondents, so I just make one unit, one respondent as my object of this study, and I thoroughly study that particular object. And after understanding all the things about that particular object, whatever the insights I gain from that object, I generalize it to the whole population of the 100 people. This is what is called as case study method. Means take one unit at a time, study it thoroughly, deeply, understand all the things about that particular object, and whatever the insights you gain from that object, you generalize it to the whole population. This is case method. For example, if I want to study the business fluctuations happens in the telecom sector in the last 10 years. So I just take one company at a time, for example, say Airtel, and I study what kind of profits, what kind of loss, what kind of assets, what kind of liabilities they are having thoroughly. And after analyzing all those things, whatever the insights came to me, I generalize it to the whole telecom sector. This is what is called as case study method. Third tool available for exploratory research is the expert opinion survey. So basically, this is very logical. If you want to gain more knowledge about something and more insights about something, the other than the secondary resource analysis, the other best thing you can do is to consult the experts. Now the experts have certain stock of knowledge with them, and you discuss with them about the area or field of study, whatever you want to study or whatever the questions you want to answer, and whatever the insights you're gaining from those different experts, you combine all these insights and you actually arrived at a conclusion. This is what is called as expert opinion survey. Means go to the experts, ask them questions, discuss your topic and research area, and whatever the insights you're gaining, record them, analyze them, and conclude from those findings. Next tool available is focus group discussion. This is a very interesting technique. Basically, focus group discussion means you make, if you want to conduct a research, especially the exploratory research, so you identify the people who actually have the knowledge or who actually have the opinions about your research area and topic. You identify 8 to 10 people, make them sit in an informal atmosphere and ask them to discuss that topic among themselves. When they are discussing, there would be a moderator who is actually recording all the transactions or all the situations or all the words exchanged between the people. Whatever you have recorded, analyze that, and on the basis of that analysis, whatever the conclusion you are drawing from that discussion is focus group discussions. So these are the 4 tools available for exploratory research analysis. 1, secondary resource analysis. Go to the literature, already available literature, study that, take new insights out of that, conclude. Second, that is case study method. Out of all the objects, select one object as your case and study it thoroughly, deeply, and whatever the insights you are gaining from that case, after studying that case, applies to the whole population. Third, expert opinion. Go to the experts, discuss your research area, problem, research questions with them. Whatever the insights you are gaining, analyze those insights, whatever you gain from the experts, and on the basis of that, you actually conclude or find your list your findings.